Hi, everybody. Dan Illman and Mike Beer, 2-year-olds on display at Churchill Downs on Saturday. We're going to talk about race number 9, the Grade 2 Pocahontas Stakes for juvenile fillies going 1 1/16. Let's take a look at this field. Want to remind everybody, especially those that are harness inclined, that Batavia Downs has their $1.8 million New York Night of Champions this Saturday, September the 14th, post time 6 p.m. Watch all the stakes-filled action live with DRF Harness Live. We're going to take the Pocahontas in post position order. But before we do so, I want to throw up this Timeform US pace projector. These are 2-year-olds. Many of them are stretching out with speed. No surprise, it is a fast-paced scenario according to Timeform US. Do you agree with that assessment?
It's hard to agree or disagree. These horses, they don't have that many starts to really go off of. I suspect you will see some horses leaving as they stretch out for the first time. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know. I actually don't know how this pace is going to play out.
Shady Lee is expected to be close to the pace. I'd actually be kind of surprised if she's right up there. I could see her sitting maybe in the second or third flight while saving valuable ground under Julian Leperoux. She was dangled for a $75,000 tag in her career debut, and Michael Maker wasn't scared. He dipped in and took her for that price. And when Maker claims sources, you best pay attention. Shady Lee did some good things. We turn into the stretch of her debut. She took a little dirt in her face. She's the little filly in the pink hat and the yellow silks. She's going to go through this hole down towards the inside in very professional fashion, and she earned a fairly competitive fig, and she's bred to go a little longer than this.
Yeah, bred to handle a little more distance, that's for sure. This was a nice debut. I like the way that she finishes it off, Dan. I don't think she's beating a great field, but I will say that August 18th at Saratoga, it seemed like maybe you didn't want to be inside, and she was on the rail the entire way, so you might be able to bump that performance up a little bit.
Now, Tom Amos has had success in the Pocahontas with horses like Serengeti Empress, who went sprint to route to win this race. I'm not sure his glory is a Serengeti Empress, but we do have a formulator fact for Amos. Past 2 years, 2-year-olds on dirt, moving from sprint to route, almost 30% winners, 535 ROI, stakes place last time out at Ellis. You want to give her the mud excuse, 2 starts back, fine. She's just slow on paper.
Yeah, her figures say that she's got to really jump forward here. She's bred to handle more distance, so we'll see if that, gets her to improve a little bit. But she's hard to like off what she's done so far.
Brad Cox has a couple of real nice juvenile fillies in this race, the 3 Portrait being one of them, and I like how he's handled Portrait. Debuted her around 2 turns at Ellis Park, ran okay with a little bit of a trip, and they dropped her into 7 furlongs on the dirt, and she exploded. Not a lot of pace, nice easy trip, more of a workout than anything else. As we watch Portrait's replay, she was sitting second off the lead. She took over at the 5/16 pole, and it's showtime right now to the tune of an 81 Beyer speed figure. Now, she might have to rate a little bit in this spot as she tries 2 turns on dirt, but I love the fact that she already has a mile race under her girth.
I like that, too. I like that she's got a couple of starts. I like that, we picked this up in the stretch already. I like the way that she just cruised to the front around the turn in that race, though. Like, she did it basically all on her own, one off by over 12 with an 81 Beyer. She's going to be tough in this race.
And she did it right alongside the pace setter, the second choice, the close second choice in the race, Eva Lynn. And when Bridgeman went by Eva Lynn, he kind of looked back like saying, that's it for you? I mean, I can't believe I'm going by you that quick. Nice performance by Portrait. Doug O'Neill ships the 4 Lazy Daisy from Southern California, 8-1 on the morning line. Debut winner at Del Mar going 6. Like the natural progression and distance, they tested her in the Del Mar debutante at 41-1. She faced a sharp Baffert horse. She faced a sharp recent maiden winner in Inspiressa, and she improved slightly. She's going to have to improve a little bit more, but she's got 2 races, and I think she'll appreciate the distance.
Yeah, and I like that they shipped her out of California, too. I think you want to be running against those fillies she just ran against again. Just no match for those horses. Down inside early, floated very wide to the stretch, but was no factor. I thought her debut win was more game than anything else. She's really got to improve.
Number 5, Blood Curdling. Didn't get a fig for her debut win at Colonial, But just take a look at this last eighth of a mile for this daughter of one of your favorite stallions, Fed Biz. She's on the outside. It looks like she's going to maybe cruise to win by 2 or 3. Maybe she's even in a little bit of trouble. She just kicks it into turbo mode here, and it's off to the races. She wins by 11, Mike, and I like the fact that she sat off the pace to do it. She is out of a street cry mare, which makes me think the distance will be okay.
Yeah, she's bred to stretch out here. That was just a really impressive one. I know it didn't get a figure. She just blasted those horses in the stretch, though. She's a half-sister to Paid Up Subscriber, who's a multiple graded stakes winner routing on dirt. This horse wants to go longer. I don't know. I thought that debut was pretty good.
The 6 is Morning Gold, and she's the only filly in this race with a win at the distance, albeit on turf. I like both of her turf efforts at Saratoga. In her debut, she caught an experienced runner in Sweet Melania, and I think that experience proved too much for this filly to overcome. She had the experience second time out. Let's watch this race. Great ride by Jose Ortiz. Getting to the front, backing down the fractions, kicking clear late, solid 80 buyer. And when Kenny McPeak experiments with Lasix moves, I think you want to pay attention because it seems to work out very well with these young horses. The question, can she handle dirt?
Yeah, I guess it is a question. She's got, sort of a Phipps pedigree on the bottom, so I suspect that she can handle it. I think she's run well in both of her starts. And it looked to me like, that she had a pretty tough trip last time, but it looked like she had more to give at the end of that race. I think she's dangerous in here.
British Idiom, the 7, is another one trained by Brad Cox, debut winner at Saratoga. We're going to watch that race right now for this daughter of Flashback, going 6 furlongs. She is in the white noseband green silks making the front right now, and this is a solid win. I'm not going to say it's spectacular, but it's solid. It's professional. She's getting away from Miss Marissa, a horse that comes back to win her very next start. Cox is putting Lasix on. I think she's going to be forward. I think she's probably going to sit a pretty nice trip tracking 3 wide. I have to admit, I'm a little concerned about the extra distance.
I'm worried about distance with her, too. I thought her debut win was fine. I'm not going to knock that performance. She won fairly easily at the end. There was really no closing going on in that race, so I don't know how good that field actually was. But she ran fine, and she got a figure for it. I don't love her in here, Dan, but I'm not way against her.
Steve Asmussen trained second-time starting maidens at Saratoga, are just basically automatic bets. And Lotta Ott was a juicy 7-2 when she made her second start of her career at the Spa on August the 11th. We turn into the stretch. This was a very fast pace. She's right up on it, and it looks like she's finished because the big favorite is right on the front. Lotta Ott gets to the outside. Now, I'm not sure whether this is a case of Lotta Ott coming and getting this horse and showing a lot of determination, or of the favorite just sort of backing up in the last 16th, or a combination of both. But let's give Lotta Ott credit for running this well-regarded filly down.
I'll give her credit for getting up and getting the win, especially after contesting the pace and then dropping off of it. It felt to me like maybe more of a case of that favorite getting tired at the end of the race, though. They went 44 and a piece to the half, and they were out in 10-3, so they were stopping at the end of that race.
Completing the field is going to be a long shot, Adeline by Palace Malice. So you got to think that this horse is going to want the extra distance, and she's wanted a demanding distance for a 2-year-old already, 7 furlongs, but it was only against 3 other rivals at Gulfstream Park. And we turn into the stretch here. She's made the lead, and she's kind of bearing out under urging. This is not the most visually impressive race you're ever going to see. The buyer comes back only a 56. You get the feeling Antonio Sano's just taking a shot here.
Yeah, taking a shot here with a filly who's been, pretty forward since she started out. 2 seconds, and then this win here, as you say, it's not the most impressive win in the world. She's got pedigree to go longer, though. I like the Palace Malices so far.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 2 Pocahontas Stakes. I knew the minute you saw Fed Biz and you saw an 11-length win, I knew you were going with Blood Curdling in this spot. Give me numbers.
This filly ran really well first time out. I went 5-3. I'm not way against Portrait. I was taken with her debut, but I really liked the first one from this Blood Curdling.
Portrait's going to be my top selection in here. Key is whether she can sit off the pace. Don't think she's making it. Don't think she's sitting just a cozy trip second off the lead through slow fractions. Going to have to earn it in here. I went 3, 7, 1, and 4. Curious to see what Shady Lee does off the Michael Maker claim. How many times have we seen Maker claim horses and just turn them into stakes runners seemingly overnight? Grade 2 Pocahontas, race number 9 at Churchill Downs on Saturday. Approximate post time 4:53 Eastern. Good luck.